Hi, boys and girls. It's time now for Mr. M's Wonderful World of Music. Yay! I'd like to thank you all for being here once again. It's great to have you here. Today, we are going to explore the wonderful world of opera. Now, can you say opera? Opera! Now, sometimes when people see the word, they look at the word and they think Oprah. But it really is not Oprah. This is not about a talk show. It's called opera. And opera is a very, very old art form of music, and it's of singing. Now, opera came about a long time ago from people actually speaking in theaters. Lots of times when people spoke, they used no microphones, years and years and years ago. And what happened was that because people could not hear them as the crowds got larger and larger, people needed to be able to project their voices to be heard over large audiences. So what happened was that people started singing the words instead of speaking the words. And that's where opera came from. It really came from the word to orate or to speak. And that's where we get the word opera. Now today we're going to be exploring the world of opera and be talking about all kinds of words, especially Italian words, that deal with opera. Now, today, you are also going to be able to do some singing as well as maybe some conducting and all kinds of things that are involved in opera. Opera is not just singing, it involves all kinds of things. For instance, look at this thing that I'm wearing now. This is a costume that was made specifically for a person doing an opera. This is called a walking stick. All of these things that I have are part of opera. So if you want to do opera, you could actually maybe be a seamstress or a seamster, actually make or design the costumes. You could also build these things here, like for instance, these are called sets. And what these are backdrops with colors on them. There are masks over here. You could maybe design and draw masks. All kinds of things. So opera is not just singing. You can do all kinds of things. Maybe be a painter, whatever you'd like to do. So today we're going to explore the world of opera. But before we do that, we have to be able to speak some words in Italian. So today, you guys in the audience, in the studio audience, as well as at home, are going to be able to speak some Italian words. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to say a word in Italian, and you please say it for me as well, too. Everybody take out a hand and do this. And everybody say, pizza.
Pizza.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
That's right. All of these words are Italian words, and these are also words that will help us with opera. Now, let me give you an opera word, an operatic word. Here's an operatic word. Are you ready? Can you say aria?
Aria.
Now, an aria is actually a song in an opera, and that is one of the words. Let me go over here and show you some of the words that I'm going to be talking about. This here is the word opera. Can you say opera?
Opera.
And it's pronounced opera. Can you please say that?
Opera.
That's right, opera. Once again, I've described to you what an opera is. Does anybody in this room here in my studio audience, know what an opera is? Can you describe to me what an opera is? Any idea? Any idea? No? Anyone? Yep, here you go. Tell me what you think an opera might be. DJ.
I think an opera is when somebody sings on stage and has some costumes on.
That's exactly right. That's very good. That's exactly what opera is. Now, an opera is where you sing and have costumes, but it also is a story that you tell by singing. How many of you in here in the studio audience, as well as at home, have ever seen an opera before? Either on TV or live? Anyone? A couple of you have? Yeah. You know, opera is not around and it's very easily accessible to a lot of people. So this is why we're doing this show, to show you a little bit of what opera is about. I myself have been an opera singer for about 20 years. And as a professional opera singer, I traveled all over the world. Sang in Russia, I sang in Germany, I sang in Austria, and plus the United States as well too. Traveled all over the place singing in all kinds of languages. Opera is in many languages. Does anyone know what languages operas are sung in? Anyone in here in my studio audience? Here you go, Justin.
Italian.
Italian is one. Anybody else? Another language that opera is sung in? Anybody else? What about German? That's another language that opera is sung in. What about French? That's another language. How about DJ over here? Right over here.
Spanish.
Spanish, that's right. So you have all these languages where opera is sung in, and it's because there are many people in opera that like to listen to opera that don't speak the language. For instance, opera that is done here in the United States, a lot of it is done in English so that you can understand it. But a lot of opera is Italian too. All right, let's come back over here. We've looked at the word opera. Look at this word here. This word is pronounced overture. Can you say that?
Overture.
Now, what an overture is in an opera, it is the music that happens before the opera starts. Now, what the overture does, it describes to you what the opera is going to be about, whether it's going to be sad, scary, happy, or whatever. Let me play you an example of an overture. We're going to listen to right now an overture from the opera Carmen by Georges Bizet. He's a French composer, and we're going to listen to this. Now, when this is playing, I want you to listen to it, and I want you to raise your hand here in the studio audience as well as at home, and let me know and tell me whether you have heard this before. And I am sure that at least more than 10 of you have heard of this opera or this overture. Let's hear the overture to the opera Carmen. Listen to it. Listen. Listen to it. If you heard it, raise your hand. If you heard it, raise your hand. Hands down, hands down. Bounce your hand. Okay, all right, now that was the overture to the opera Carmen. Now, how many of you here in the studio audience have heard that before? Raise your hand if you've heard it before. Raise your hand. Excellent, okay, hands down. How about you at home? How many of you have heard this before? Can you raise your hand? Whoa, that was a lot of hands. That was about 1 million hands that just went up. That's exactly right. A lot of opera music is played in commercials, and you can hear them also on cartoons and all kinds of places. So opera is quite famous, at least the music that you listen to. We just heard an overture. Now, by listening to that music, what do you think the opera is about by hearing that music? Those of you in my studio audience here, how many of you think you know what the opera might be about by hearing the music? Was the music sad? Was it sad?
No.
No. What do you think? Here you go, Amanda.
I think it was like joyful.
It was joyful, that's right. It was more upbeat. Would you say that it was happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of happy, wasn't it? Kind of bouncy? Yeah, that's what the overture is. Let me play you another overture, and you tell me what you think of this overture. Raise your hand, and let me know if you've heard this before. I'm going to come over to the piano over here, and I'm going to play this overture for you, and raise your hand and tell me if you've heard this before. Listen very carefully. Okay? Yes? That's right. Even out there in TV land over there, yes, it's right. This is an overture from the opera The Barber of Seville by a composer by the name of Rossini. Can you say that?
Rossini.
That's right. You got to flip of the hands like this, like that, to talk like an Italian. Yeah. Now, Rossini wrote this overture to The Barber of Seville. Now, lots of you have probably seen this on or heard of this on television. It's quite a famous overture that you've seen on maybe some cartoons, yes? Yeah. All right, let's go on, please. We have this word here. You see this word here? This word here. Can anyone in the studio audience say this word for me, please? Here you go.
Composer?
Yeah, that's right. Can you tell me, Rachel, what a composer is? Do you know what a composer might be? No? Anybody in my studio audience here? Composer, anyone? Anyone? How about out there? That's right. That's right. A composer is a person who actually writes the music. Now, the composer can write a music to an opera, can write the music to just a song. You can compose a poem as well. That's what a composer is. All right, let's look. So there are many famous composers out there that do opera, and we could talk about those later on in the next segment. Next, we have this word here. What about this word here? Someone tell me what this word is here.
A conductor.
That's right. Now, can anyone here tell me what a conductor is? Can you tell me what a conductor is, Kelly?
It's the person standing up showing the people what notes to play.
That's right. Now, does the person just stand there and say, hey, you, play that note? Yo, play that note?
No.
No. What do they do? What is their job? What do they do? How about DJ? Let's have. Okay.
The people that have the stick that do this and this and
Oh, they
this.
have a stick. So they have a walking stick, right? When they conduct,
No,
they do this.
no.
No.
Can-
What kind of a stick do they have?
A little black stick.
A little black stick. Does anybody know what the name of that stick might be? That stick is quite important, as a matter of fact. Okay? It looks a little bit like the microphone here, okay? But it's not. What it's called a baton. Can you all say that? Baton. Now, the word baton is French, and bâton actually means stick or pole. And what the baton is used for is to conduct. Now, I have here a feather, which I can use as a baton. Okay? This is a quill pen here. Okay? This is also one of the things that you can do on an opera stage is to actually build these things called props. Can you all say that?
Props.
And the word props comes from the word property. And these props, these are called feather quill pens. And we'll use this as a conducting stick. Now, a conductor uses a stick in one hand, the conducting stick, the baton, to conduct the orchestra and tells the orchestra to play loud or soft. Depending upon where the stick goes, if it's small, that means you play softly. If it's bigger, you play loudly. If he goes faster, you can go fast as well too. Your other hand, when you conduct, is also important as well too, because the other hand helps you make the orchestra go softer and louder. I think I would like to try maybe a little bit of conducting right now with you. Can I show you a little pattern called a 4/4 pattern in conducting? And it goes like this. Watch me, please. Everyone, lift up your right hand and do this. We'll use this as a conducting stick, because I'm sure everybody has a finger to be able to. Yes, good, excellent, excellent. Yes, okay. Now hold the stick like this at an angle. Okay, you're going to get this other hand ready to go as well too. Okay, your left hand, you're going to get it ready to go. And you're going to do this, watch me. You're going to go down, do that, down. Then you're going to go right, left, and then up. Let's try that. Down, right, left, up. Down, right, left, up. Down, right, left, up. That is called a 4/4 pattern. Can you all say that?
4/4 pattern.
Right. Now, that's 4. Let's conduct in 2 right now. Watch me and go down like a J. Watch this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Try that. Down, up, down. Up. That's right. That is in 2. And we're going to conduct right now the overture to the opera Carmen. When we are louder, we do this with our hands. We make it more movement, and we can do this with our hands to tell the orchestra to be louder. What would we do with our hands if we wanted the orchestra to be softer? What would we do? We would do. That's right. We would lift our hands up like this to show that we want the orchestra softer. Let's try this out. Let's hear the overture to the opera Carmen and try it out. Are you ready to go? Listen very carefully. Let's hear it. Watch. Try that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's right. So do you hear? This is a strong part of the orchestra. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Face me. Hey, ja, hi, ho. That's right. Keep on going. Now at one point, it's going to get real soft. We're going to be able to use our other hands to make the orchestra get quieter. Okay? Watch. 1, 2, 1. Ready? Watch. See how the orchestra got softer? And if we want them to get louder, we do what? Watch. Do this. Softer.